Ready?
You
Go.
got the sub. Really
Nice.
good.
A sheep
Kill
this,
you.
and I bust.
My games. Got the games dead.
Dead. See ya. Hey, what is going on, everybody? Pherix here, back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over Fire Mage and PvP in patch 9.1, what has changed, what is different, what is still the same, and a little bit about the spec. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First off, I want to go ahead and talk about the changes to Fire Mage 9.1, what we got, and how it alters our gameplay a little bit. So for our normal talent page, nothing's really changed too much. Everything is still the same. Kindling did get a little bit of a nerf, but it's still going to be by far the best talent in the level 50 row. So other than that, everything is still the same. Typically, you're running Firestarter, Shimmer, Rune of Power, Flame On, Ring of Frost, Living Bomb, and Kindling. Meteor still with the new snapshot on damage. It's not that great, and you can't get too much value out of it unless you're playing KeyGen, and I'll go over that in a little bit. For our PvP talents, they did get rid of Kleptomania, making it so you can't grab a ton of heal over time effects from Restoration Druids, and you're not going to be able to get things like Combustion from enemy mages very quickly. So Kleptomania is removed. That does change gameplay a little bit when you're fighting other mages or druids. You're gonna have to be pressing that spell steal a little bit more, trying to purge that that powerful Combustion or whatever off. Secondly, they did do a few different changes to some of our previous PvP talents. So World in Flames, still not very good at all. Flame Strike reduces the cast time of Flame Strike by 50% and damage by 30%. The damage is still very, very low and is not going to be practical for pretty much any type of content. Right now, Ignite, we have no mastery at all, so Ignite does no damage. Controlled Burn is basically borderline worthless. They even changed it, but it does not deal any damage, so 100% more will not do anything. Finally, the best one that I want to talk about, Ring of Fire. I've actually been overlooking this one a lot, and I've just started to use it recently, and I think it's actually a very, very, very powerful talent. Having only a 1.7 second cast time and a 30-second cooldown, if you can line this up and get a lot of people in this, maybe in like a rated battleground situation in a team fight, or maybe you're in like a 3v3 arena, you're playing with a rogue, they land a kidney shot, a stun, and you put a Ring of Fire on the corner of them and line it up. This does a lot of damage, 24% of their total health, and then it can also refresh itself if they walk through it, and it'll just automatically reapply. So Ring of Fire is actually a very, very powerful talent when you don't have Combustion available and you're trying to get some extra damage out on the board. It's similar to G-Pie. It does not scale with your Combust. It does not crit. It does not do anything. It only scales on their total health bar. So, with that, those are pretty much our big changes to Fire Mage and 9.1. Just gotta go over some other quick stuff. In terms of our gear, we're still going to be running Haste and Versatility. Those are going to be your best throughout the probably entire expansion. You want to get as much Haste as you can. We are nearing kind of that 21%, starting to get high up there. So remember, you want to be getting Haste and Versatility over anything else. Secondly, with the new PvP scaling, all your gear should just be PvP gear. You don't want to get anything from the raid because of the way PvP gear works down. The scaling goes like this piece of gear that I bought, 239 goes up to 252. Very, very powerful and very, very important to have. So PvP gear is what you want. We don't really care about domination sockets. They are nerfed and it's not worth the time. Not worth the scale down on your eye level. In terms of our legendary, at least for fire, I believe Triune Ward is still going to be the most powerful. Right now, hybrid healing for mage is very, very high. Looking at some of our games that I had, on our details here, I healed in this game more than our healer did, and I am healing a large amount. So, right now, mage healing, very high, Triune Ward, necessity. You're going to keep that on your chest piece. You're not going to change it. It will stay on there, and it will continue to get stronger and stronger, as your chest is pretty much one of your biggest piece of gear. Okay. Other than that, like I said, I'm going to be running PvP gear. Everything is standard. For your trinkets, I'm still working on these. You're going to be running Medallion all the time, unless you're playing maybe Human Relentless. For your other trinket slot, though, however, with the Battlemaster getting nerfed a little bit, I actually don't think it's too great, and I don't particularly think you need it. If anything, I would recommend running the Badge, which I'm running right now, which I've been playing a lot with, or running the new Maledict. Now, I don't have the Maledict on this character, but basically, similar to the old Maledict, it's a 4-second channel that does a lot of damage and absorbs a lot of healing. So that could be really important, but personally for me, I like running the badge. It's a 1-minute cooldown and lines up very well with combustion, and I think it is a very powerful cooldown, getting us that extra intellect on use for that 15-second window of combust. So, pretty powerful. Alright, so now that we're done talking about gear, I'll talk about our covenants here. Starting off the expansion, I was Carrion on all my mages, and I was recommending Carrion. Slowly, though, most people ended up turning to Night Fae, which I think is probably the best one. You can, and on my alt mage, I am playing Fire, and I'm playing Carrion on it, but that tune is situational and very, very, like, rare that is, like, they're played. That tune is, like, very rarely played. So, overall, Night Fae is just the best. You want to be running Dreamweaver, and here's your conduits. You know, Pod Tender, very, very important. Very great cooldown. You can save your life. And then you're going to be running the Soulbind for our conduits. Typically, for potency, even though the Infernal Cascade conduit did get nerfed, it's still our best one by far. Got to be running Discipline of the Grove to get a little more cooldowns off of all your cooldowns. Control Destruction for that little bit additional damage. And then Endurance Conduits, we're running Diverted Energy. This is where we're getting that hybrid healing from our barriers. Cryo Freeze for that block, that heal while you're in your block. Very important. And yeah, that's pretty much it for those. For the last one, it doesn't really matter too much. These are just two of the important ones that you want to have. But yeah, overall, I think the Soulbind is very, very good. You know, I actually can get this Waking Dreams one right here, giving me, you know, an extra 20% shield every minute. And at the end, you know, you get that 3% increased damage to a target, up to 3%. That's not that bad. Like, overall, the Soulbind is pretty valuable, pretty important. So, for most people playing Fire Mage, I highly recommend you play Night Fae. With this build, you're looking for your combustions. You're trying to get them back quick. And that's pretty much how it goes. You have short combust. You pretty much, if you're doing it well enough, you can get combust between every 1 minute and 1 minute and 30 seconds. That's pretty valuable. And then as well, you know, you're getting your Night Fae, so you're able to, you know, Night Fae away from people, kite away. Maybe, you know, Night Fae to go for like a Dragon's Breath into a sheep. Could be pretty important if you don't have any blinks. And then, you know, obviously you're pressing all your cooldowns, trying to get them all back. The one thing I really like about Shifting Power is it gives all your cooldowns back. So if you apply your Mage Shields, like I did here, I applied my Mage Shields and I press Shifting Power, I already have them back. So you can use that as kind of like a defensive mechanism here. If you're getting trained or you're getting attacked, whatever, you can go for that. Oh, I'm going to press my shields, now Shifting Power and shields back again. Same thing, you know, you can do that with like Alter Time, kind of. Obviously, these are longer cooldowns, but they are pretty valuable. Same thing with like Nova. So, those are our covenants. I don't think Venthyr really has a place right now. I don't really think Necrolord has a place right now, at least for Fire. So yeah, I would definitely recommend play Night Fae. If you're looking to be off meta, you're trying to do some crazy one-shots, you could play Carrion. And with Carrion, you're looking for that Meteor, and that's the Radiant Spark, you know, Meteor, Combust, all your damage. But your Combust is going to be a lot longer. So, with that, those are basically majority of our changes here. That's pretty much it. The Mage playstyle still is very similar. You're still, you know, trying to farm your Combust back as quick as you can. And you're going from there. That's pretty much it. There are some new mage buffs coming in here soon. I'm pretty sure they're actually intended for PvE. However, it looks like they are going to go live in PvP, making Fire Mage even more strong. And I think Fire Mage is probably the top caster in the game right now. At least for PvP, it's close second, maybe like Shadow Priest. Very insane as well. But right now, I think Fire has a very, very dominant spot within the meta. And just all the extra healing that you have and the additional damage and the way everything is looking, I think Fire Mage is probably one of your best bets. So that's pretty much it. That's just a little quick guide. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it, and I hope this helps. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment box below. If you like the video, make sure to leave a like, and you can check me out on twitch.tv/Pherix1 if you have any other questions. So thank you for watching, and peace out.